Hey everyone, and welcome to Book Lovers Unite. Today, we're diving into a concept that has been an absolute game changer for so many people, the Let Them Theory by the one and only Mel Robbins. Now, if you've ever felt totally drained from trying to manage, fix, or control everything and everyone around you, well, this one's for you. And hey, if you love getting right to the heart of great books, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it.
Okay, just the quick legal stuff before we jump in. This is a review for educational and critical purposes. All the incredible ideas we're talking about today, they all belong to Mel Robbins and her amazing publishing team. All right, let's get right to the core of the problem this theory solves. And that is the absolute soul-crushing exhaustion that comes from trying to be in control all the time. So let me ask you, and be honest, do you ever feel like you're the unofficial general manager of the universe? Seriously, think about how much energy we spend worrying about why our friend isn't texting back or why our partner insists on driving in the left lane. It's like a full-time job we never even applied for. Well, Mel Robbins actually has a name for this. She called it an epidemic of overfunctioning. It's this nonstop state of trying to wrangle things that are completely out of our hands, and you know what the only result is? Our own misery and total burnout. So, if overfunctioning is the disease, what's the cure? Well, that brings us to the beautifully simple heart of this entire book and the two little words that kicked this whole thing off. You know, the origin story for this theory is just so perfect and so relatable. Mel was completely stressing out about her son's prom, trying to orchestrate his suit, his ride, even his date. Finally, her daughter just looked at her and said, "Mom, just let him do it his way." And boom, that was the light bulb moment. Just two words, let them. It sounds so simple, it's almost silly, right? But that's where the power is. Your friends want to go to that restaurant you hate? Let them. Your brother is making a career choice you don't agree with? Let him. You're not giving in. You're letting go of the struggle. Now, this slide is so important because we need to be really clear about what this theory isn't. This is not about becoming a passive doormat. It is not about accepting terrible behavior from people. It's what you could call detached engagement. It's about accepting what's real and reclaiming all that energy you've been wasting fighting reality. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It explains the why behind all this. Our need to control other people, it's not really about them at all. It's about us. It's our own anxiety bubbling up to the surface. We have this false belief that if we can just make them change, then we'll finally feel calm. Okay, so this is way more than just a catchy phrase. Robbins actually builds it out into a super practical framework. Let's dig into the 3 layers to see how this simple idea becomes a really powerful life practice. The theory works in 3 major areas of your life. First up, your relationships with other people. Second, in how you handle situations out in the world. And third, and this one might really surprise you, in the relationship you have with yourself. So, layer 1 is all about people. Here's the critical piece. When you let people be who they truly are, you stop trying to love their potential and you start seeing their reality. The truth comes out. And only then, when you see the truth, can you make a real choice about whether that person deserves a front row seat in your life. Layer 2 moves on to situations, things you definitely can't control, like your flight getting canceled. You can freak out, yell at the gate agent, that's reaction mode. Or you can say, okay, let it be canceled. That tiny shift moves you into response mode. Now you can calmly figure out, what's my next move? It's basically Stoic philosophy, but made super simple and practical. And here it is, the layer that I think is the most profound. This is about turning the theory inward. Let them misunderstand you. Let them judge you. Let them be wrong about who you are. When you stop wasting energy trying to manage everyone else's opinion of you, man, that is a whole new level of freedom. All right, this leads us to the biggest pushback people have. Doesn't this mean you just let people walk all over you? And the book tackles this directly by drawing a really, really important line in the sand. This slide right here, this is the whole ballgame. Control is focused on changing the other person. It's about telling them what they have to do. A boundary, on the other hand, is focused entirely on you. It's telling them what you are going to do. The power shifts completely back to you. Let's look at a super clear example. Someone's shouting at you. The control approach is to say, stop shouting. You're trying to control what comes out of their mouth. The let them boundary approach sounds like this. I'm going to let you shout,
but I am going to leave the room. You see the difference? You're not changing them, you're changing your own circumstances. So, what's actually going on in our brains that makes this work so well? Let's geek out for a minute on the psychology that makes this simple little phrase so powerful. At its heart, this is basically a user-friendly version of cognitive behavioral therapy. We all create these big emotional stories in our heads, right? Like, if my boss really valued me, she would have. The theory forces you to drop the story and just look at the cold, hard data. The data is, she didn't do that. Okay, now what do you want to do based on the facts? And to go even deeper, this whole idea leans on a powerful concept from the amazing psychiatrist Viktor Frankl. He said that our greatest human freedom is that between something happening to us, the stimulus, and how we react to it, there's always a little space, a gap. And that gap, that's exactly where let them lives. Saying those two words buys you just enough time to pause, to detach from your immediate, ego-driven reaction, and to consciously choose a response that actually protects your peace instead of just feeding your anger. Okay, so we get the theory, we get the psychology, but how do we actually start putting this into practice in our messy, real lives? Here's the key. You have to start small. This is a muscle you build over time. Don't start with your most complicated family drama. Start with the low-stakes stuff. The barista messes up your coffee? Let them. Your partner loads the dishwasher the quote-unquote wrong way? Let them. Every single time you practice, you're taking a little piece of your energy back for yourself. So that's our deep dive into the let them theory, and I want to end with a challenge for you. What is one thing or one person that you are pouring energy into controlling right now that you know you just need to let them? Drop it in the comments below, let's talk about it. If this was helpful, please give this a like and make sure you're subscribed for more. Until next time, keep reading and remember to let them.